Let's just get this out of the way. Randy Orton doing this to Jeff Hardy is the most extreme, disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. With that being said, I f***ing loved it. Hell in a Cell 2018, everybody. If I could describe this pay-per-view in one sentence, very good pay-per-view with terrible finishes. Yes, I enjoyed the pay-per-view. I think most of the matches were really good. I think most of the results are also very good, but what didn't make sense are some of the finishes. For example, Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. The match wasn't even that extreme, but somehow they couldn't stand up, so the match ended in no contest. Even though it wasn't that extreme between these two. How? Yes, the Hell in a Cell was built by Bob the Builder. It was red, people. The Hell in a Cell was red. But that doesn't mean that matches should be more PG. Anyway, we will go back to all of that a bit later, but let's start with the pre-show. It's the pre-show. Who cares? The New Day retained the titles with a very nice finish where basically he pushed Aiden English into the ropes. He came back into Kofi Kingston and Trouble in Paradise 1, 2, 3. The New Day retained the Tag Team Championships. It's a pre-show, whatever. And then we got the first match, which was also the longest match of the night, 25 minutes. Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, Hell in a Cell. What was that? Probably my favorite match of 2018. I never thought we're gonna see something this extreme in today's WWE, so I was pleasantly surprised. Multiple chair shots, ladder spots, Randy Orton beating Jeff Hardy with a belt, swanton bomb on a steel chair. Many good spots in this match. But what will people remember most about this match is when Randy Orton went outside of the ring and he got a screwdriver in his hands, and we already knew what he's about to do. He stuck that thing in Jeff Hardy's ear and he pretty much just... I don't even want to explain that. I don't even think I can show you this in a video, so I'll blur it. But basically he just... It's very rare that in pro wrestling I pretty much just close my eyes, I can't look at something, but this was one of these scenarios. I tried to show this to my girlfriend, she couldn't even look it for 2 seconds. This was crazy, this was brutal, this was the most extreme thing I've ever seen in my entire life. With that being said, I loved it. Randy Orton is a one sick human being. So a very good match, but we already knew that Jeff Hardy is going to do something very stupid in this match, and he did. Huge respect for Jeff Hardy, by the way. So he pretty much just was about to jump from one ladder. Then he was like, you know what? There's a bigger ladder. So he climbs up to the bigger ladder and then he's like, you know what? I don't even need the ladders. He swings on the cage while Randy Orton is on the table. But Randy Orton gets away and Jeff Hardy falls on the table. The impact. First of all, people are complaining that Randy Orton got away too quickly. Well, what if he got away and he took the table with himself? You know, he was trying to be safe in this situation, so I completely understand Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton right here, and I don't think it was an issue. Even in storyline wise, Randy Orton got away like 2-3 seconds before he actually jumped, but he was swinging during that time, so maybe in storyline, in kayfabe, he wasn't even looking. He knew that the table is right here. It kinda makes sense. Yes, it would look way more cool if he got away while Jeff Hardy was actually in the mid-air, but does that really matter? I don't think so. What was the best thing about this match is that referee just pretty much called every official. He just raised the cage, the match is over. He told Randy to back off. Randy Orton was like, do your job, and he demanded the referee to count. So 1, 2, 3, Randy Orton wins, the bell rings, and there's no Randy Orton music for like a good minute or 2 minutes or something like that. Very good match, very good storytelling. This is exactly what Hell in a Cell match should look like. Do I want to see people jumping from Hell in a Cell every year? No, absolutely not. But even without that spot, this match was already great. In my opinion, this match shits all over the other Hell in a Cell match that we got. Great match, but was it really a good way to open a pay-per-view? In entertainment wise, yes, of course. But can anyone realistically follow that match? Nothing really came close to this match during the show. Then we got Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, and it took me by surprise, but Becky Lynch actually won this match. It was a pretty cool fight. Someone please explain me why Becky Lynch is a heel in this situation though. Crowd loves her. So at the end of the match, Charlotte tried to spear Becky Lynch, but I don't know how, but she reversed it into some kind of armbar or something like that, and she pinned her. I don't know how that works, but she won the championship, and I was kind of hoping that WWE would realize that we made a mistake, so we are going to do a double turn at the end of this match. Nope, no. We are talking about the WWE, people, don't forget. WWE tried to make sure that we give some sympathy for Charlotte Flair, but people didn't. People just didn't. She wanted to shake Becky Lynch's hand, Becky refused, and that's it. So it seems like we didn't got a double turn during this match, so another cool moment, and I was like, you know what, this pay-per-view is gonna be good if Raw doesn't screw it up. They kinda did, but not necessarily. We're gonna talk about that later. Then we got Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. At first it was really hard for me to watch because I knew that nothing is going to be as good as the first Hell in a Cell match that we got during the show, but this match lasted for 23 minutes, and in like 11 or about 15 minutes it became actually very entertaining. Cool spots, cool tag team moves. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre retained the championship, which is a good decision, but the ending, oh man, the ending was so good. As always, Seth Rollins is doing his suplex, and while he's about to do another one on the ground, I don't know how it's called, Drew McIntyre comes back with a finisher, and Dolph Ziggler kinda accidentally pins Seth Rollins. Great finish, and the match was also pretty good. Then it got a bit more disappointing when we got AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. I'm not saying that these matches are bad, but something about latest AJ Styles matches that just doesn't entertain me. And the rivalry is not bad as well, but I guess this rivalry is becoming exactly the same as Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles rivalry. False finishes, double count, whatever, I don't know what that was, but basically Samoa Joe got AJ Styles into coquina clutch, and pretty much AJ Styles just pinned him, while at the same time he tapped out, so no one won, but the referee said that AJ Styles won the match, so we're gonna get another one in Australia, where Samoa Joe, in my opinion, is gonna win the WWE Championship. So I don't know, I get why they're doing this, I understand, but for me it's just kinda getting old. It's really getting old. To be quite honest with you, I'm a huge AJ Styles fan, by the way. Love him, one of the best wrestlers of all time. I'm kinda tired of him as a champion though. And then we got The Miz and Maurice versus Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. What was that finish? Someone explain me what was that finish. I think in the middle of the match, this became very entertaining. Pretty much just fast-paced shit between Daniel Bryan and The Miz and Brie Bella and Maurice. But it seems like Maurice really forgot how to wrestle. I think there were a lot of miscommunications during this match, because when The Miz was supposed to be pushed out of the ring, Daniel Bryan was a bit late. But I still don't understand the finish. So basically Brie Bella got her into a roll-up, Maurice reversed it, and I think it was supposed to be like a roll-up or something like that, but she pretty much just pinned her with a normal pin. I really don't think that this was the planned finish, because it seems way too weird and so stupid. So it was a cool match, something different on the show, but the ending completely ruined it. Then we got Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss, and this was for me the most disappointing match of the night, the worst match of the night, because first of all, nothing against Ronda Rousey or Alexa Bliss, I think these two are pretty nice. Ronda Rousey is one of my favorites right now, and I think she's learning very quickly. What really made me angry is the fact that 80 or 90% of the match, Alexa Bliss was just beating Ronda's ass. Just straight up beating her ass. I thought that Ronda Rousey is supposed to look like a legit fighter, like strong, like Brock Lesnar or whatever. She didn't. She looked so weak. It was like watching Alexa Bliss versus Alicia Fox. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below, am I missing something? It was absolutely terrible. So, still, Ronda Rousey gets her into submission, taps out very quickly. That was absolutely terrible. It was 12 minutes of Alexa Bliss beating the crap out of Ronda Rousey. Alexa Bliss. Alexa. Anyway, then we got the main event, Universal Championship, Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Mick Foley as a special guest referee, and pretty much Mick Foley did Mick Foley did nothing during this match. I don't think he was important at all. He was just there. He was just... what was the point of Mick Foley? Someone please explain me. Anyway, in my opinion, it was a pretty boring match. Your typical Hell in a Cell match, where it's like, you know what, this should not be a Hell in a Cell match, and it was one of these matches. However, every extreme thing that happened during this match was not by Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns at all. So that kind of sucked in my opinion. They needed to use Dean Ambrose, Rollins, McIntyre, and Ziggler to make this match entertaining, and it was. Because of that, it absolutely was. So we got interferences by Ziggler and McIntyre, but the Shield guys attacked them. They got on top of the Hell in a Cell. They were fighting right here for a good 2 minutes. We got a cool spot where Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins were fighting in the middle of the cage, and both of them fell on the announce tables. I haven't rewatched it, but I'm pretty sure Dolph Ziggler barely landed on a table, and I assume he was in a lot of pain. Great spot, props to Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins for actually making this entertaining, but then we heard Brock Lesnar's music, and I was like, okay, this is fun. I know I don't want to see Brock Lesnar in title picture anymore, but that moment was actually pretty great. Very shocking, to say the least. So Brock Lesnar interferes, and we're all like, how is he going to get inside? Bam, he just kicks the doors. He kicks into the doors and it opens. Yeah, he gets into the ring, F5 to Braun Strowman, and then he F5s Roman Reigns on top of Braun Strowman. And I was like, okay, so who is going to win this match? Referee says that this match is over. Bro, what was that? It's a no disqualification match. It wasn't that extreme when it comes to Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. These guys didn't do anything that impressive during this match. F5 and it's over. Very interesting yet very disappointing finish. I think it really devalued Hell in a Cell match, in my opinion. Mick Foley fell on announce tables, through the cage, on the whatever. And you end this match because of an F5? This was absolutely ridiculous, and it was exactly what Hell in a Cell match should not be. But whatever the case may be, a very entertaining pay-per-view. I would give this pay-per-view 7.5 out of 10. I think it was really interesting. But let me know in the comments below your rating of this pay-per-view. Let me know your favorite match, and what do you think is going to happen with Brock Lesnar? Is he going to be in the Universal title picture again, and we're going to get another triple threat match? Yes, that's exactly what we're getting. Thanks. Anyways guys, thank you for watching this video, the great one. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.